Yo, yo, it's D.E.B.O. On today's episode of Bussin' Down Bars, we're going to be talking about writing your raps down versus not writing them. Now, there's a lot of rappers who do write their verses down, and there's some who don't, like me and my brothers, right? We don't write. And I'll tell you why I don't write personally. Before we get into it, let me explain why I don't write. I don't write for three reasons. One, I've been putting together raps. I've been rapping and putting together raps since before I could read or write. You feel me? So once you've already gotten to a habit of rapping before you can read or write, by the time you can read or write, you're more used to rapping than writing. So rapping is going to come more natural to you than actually writing them down. That's number one. Number two, I hate my handwriting. The old folks call it chicken scratch. That's what my shit looked like. I don't like it. So that's number two. Number three, I have a very good memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see words like pictures. So I stopped writing when I was 14. So when I was 14, I was like, you know what? I have a good memory. So that basically gave me an excuse to not have to really write the stuff down. But anyway, in this video, I'm not saying one's better than the other. Basically, it all comes down to what you like, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever your process is. You feel what I'm saying? And my process, I have a unique situation, so that's why I don't write. You feel me? I can't speak on why other rappers don't write. It don't make them any better than the ones who do write. It's just whatever their process is. Now, because I've done both in my life, I've written raps down and memorized them. I believe I can tell when a rapper, if I'm listening to a song, I believe I could tell when they wrote that rap down or they didn't write it. I give an example. Someone like Tupac, I think a lot of his verses, he didn't write them down. You feel me? I think he's a genius and he's also an emotional guy. So I'm imagining him being a studio rat, like always in a studio. I'm imagining he was just like, he came up with something, he went in the booth real quick and said, like, knocked this shit out and came out. And when I listen to his verses, that's what it sounds like to me. Now, you take someone like Eminem, to me, the exact opposite. He's so meticulous and he's probably a stickler when it comes to the arrangement of his words. He probably makes sure that every word, every syllable, every metaphor is right where they need to be, and I need to see it. So that's why I'm gonna write it down, make sure everything is there. You feel me? And I'm not saying one's better than the other. And I'm pretty sure either rapper could do the other one too. The other process. I'm just saying this is what it sounds like to me. And I believe that if you ask me, like, if you can do both, I would suggest actually that you write your verses down, because it enables you to see it. A lot of times too, if you a lot of times, if, let's say, you don't write your verses down, you can forget how you said something. You might remember the punchline or where you was going, but you could forget how you said it, or you can forget how it's supposed to go on the beat, or what you might leave a word out, and now you lost. You're like, fuck it. The whole pattern is thrown off now because you forgot that one word. So writing shit down helps you. Again, I don't do it is because I have a good memory, but I'm not suggesting this for everyone. All right. Now, when it comes to the busting down part, let's take someone like Jay-Z, who's famously known for not writing his verses, right? Earlier in his career, I believe he did write his verses down. You feel me? Let's take his first album, Reasonable Doubt. To me, if you go listen to Reasonable Doubt, that though all through that album, to me, is his most, like, he took his time on arranging the words in those raps more than he ever did any time after that in his career. You feel me? That's what I get from that when I listen to it. All of his words, all of his verses are they seem like he sat on them and really made sure. Like, you go to 22 Twos, is like, you know what I mean? Can I Live? It really seemed like he took his time with painting those words and painting the picture. Now, when it comes to later on in his career, to me, I can tell where it's just like, oh, it's just like he thought of that. It's still dope, and he's a genius, so he can do that. You know what I mean? But like, I give an example. Now, again, all of this is my opinion. I don't know what Pac did. I don't know what Eminem does. I don't know what Jay-Z does. But I'm gonna give an example of what I believe. Let's take Jay-Z's verse on Renegades, which he don't get enough props for, by the way, but that's a whole nother story. He has a part where he say, "Do not step to me, I'm awkward, I box lefty, it often my pops." No, he said, "Do not step to me, I'm awkward, I box lefty, an orphan, my pops left me, and often my mother wasn't home. Do not stress to me, I wasn't grown, especially on nights I brought something home to quiet the stomach rumblings," right? Now, to me, I believe he wrote that. Especially, you know what I mean? Especially if Eminem getting on the song, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna take your time with that. It's my opinion again. Because listen, it sounds like a well-constructed verse, especially that part. Because he says, he's going back and forth with the main rhyming parts and the parts that he don't have to rhyme. But they're rhyming too. He's going back. He said, "Do not step to me, I'm awkward. I bops lefty, an orphan. My pops left me, and often my mama wasn't home," right? And then he switches. Now the mama wasn't home is now the main part, but he's still gonna rhyme with the test me and the test me and the not step to me. He said, "My mother wasn't home. Do not stress to me, I wasn't grown, especially on nights I brought something home." You know what I'm saying? So when you look at all that, you're like, oh, this is somebody who really took their time with putting these words together. He probably wrote it down. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you go, because you can get distracted by some motherfucking, your mama call you real quick. Did you know that? Is that right? And then you hanging the phone up, you forgot how you just constructed this shit, so you should have written it down, right? Now, if he didn't write that down, I give him even more props. But anyway, so we take that verse where I think he wrote that. Now we're going to do another Jay-Z verse where I think he didn't write it down. Like, he got this song with Nas. I think it's called Success, I believe. And he says, "In broad daylight, I off your on switch. You're not too bright. Good night. Long kiss. Bye-bye. My reply, blah, blah. Blast Bernard and pass Bernard a ta-ta. Finish my breakfast, why? I got an appetite for destruction and you're a small fry. Now, where was I?" First of all, that's dope, and he sound like he getting at a nigga, right? But to me, it sounds like it's more so like talking rap. You talk rapping to motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? He might not have written that down. You feel me? It sounds like you can almost talk that like on some, "In broad daylight, I off your on switch. You not too bright. Good night. Long kiss. Bye-bye. My reply, blah, blah. Blast Bernard and pass Bernard a ta-ta. Finish my breakfast, why? I got an appetite for destruction and you're a small fry. Now, where was I?" You feel what I'm saying? You don't get the same, "Do not test me, I'm awkward, a box lefty, or off, and my pops left me." Oh, that's rapidy. You understand what I'm saying? The other one is talky. To me, it seems like the Renegade verse he wrote and the Success verse he didn't write. You feel what I'm saying? Both classic songs, by the way. But that's, to me, the difference between writing and not writing. And like, one, you're going to be rapidy, and you can help you memorize it, help you construct words in a more intricate way. That's with writing your rap. When it's just on some, I just feel this way, I'm just finna say this because I want to get off my chest, almost not even caring how it's constructed, but more so, it's more so about what you're saying. That's when you can just not have to write. Now, you know, the truly talented rappers can do both. They can construct it in an intricate way and without having to write. You feel what I mean? But I'm saying, I'm not suggesting that for everyone. Only in unique situations, like maybe, say, mine, for example. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying because I don't write verses down that I'm better than anybody else. I'm saying it's just my process. Whatever makes you the best you can be when it comes to writing, do that. Don't just try to do something because somebody else does it. You feel what I'm saying? This has been Bussin' Down Bars. Until next time, boys and girls.